Big Stanley, the emu. John, you're walking on the Brewarrina Historical Bridge. She was the secretary. Yeah.
The secretary.
That's a tricky one.
Secretary.
So this is the silo art in Walgett. It's of Jimmy Little. There we go. Old school rocking chairs on the old porch, which reminds me of a creepy movie. I think we've watched too many horror movies over the years, but
You're having a quiet reflection moment on the toilet. Listen to some country music.
yeah, maybe. Looks like he's got a big vaulty as his body. And we drove in, and let's just say we didn't feel very safe. And in the little
eddies.
Sorry?
In the little eddies.
The what?
The eddies.
What's an eddy?
The water swell.
They're the oldest man-made structure in the world. Quick stop about 5 k's out of Lightning Ridge towards Walgett, and Big Stanley, the emu. Looks like he's got a big vaulty as his body. So we're going to suss this out. I think there's a bit of signage to give us a bit of an idea of what his history is. But we love our big things, don't we, John?
Yep.
And this is another big thing. Oh, and then behind there's a campground, which looks pretty good, pretty popular. All right, let's look at Big Emu. Has a bit of a story to him, we just read. So he was meant to be built for the Birdsville track.
Well, the idea
was
of the creator was to put a big bird at Birdsville.
That makes sense because it's Birdsville.
Correct.
But politics got in the way of it all, and so it didn't eventuate. And the Lightning Ridge community said, hey, we'll have it. And they all pulled together and donated the vaulty and all bits and pieces and created the sculpture. So it stands on the ridge.
That Lightning Ridge is named after.
That Lightning Ridge is named after. And there's also a bit of an Indigenous plaque there that talks about the emu and the importance of the male emu. Is the protector of the eggs and looks after and raises the chicks, and talks through that as well. So yeah,
It doesn't get enough recognition for that.
So yeah, that was good stop, very popular. And the campsite across the road looked quite popular too, quite a well
Got toilet and all that sort of stuff.
laid out site, probably better than where we stayed last night. Yes, where we stayed last night at Lightning Ridge, it was packed out, like we couldn't get anywhere in Lightning Ridge. Yes,
I think that's what it's at.
music festival around the area, so it was all pretty much booked out. We got the Crocodile Park, which anything named a Crocodile Park, you're kind of a bit suspicious, particularly in the Outback.
Outback New South Wales.
The amenities were great, like really hot shower, toilets, everything was clean, and it was basic but clean, and hot showers.
And the first place ever of all the bathrooms I've ever been in that actually had a standing platform of where you can dry yourself and keep all your stuff off the shower so it all doesn't get flooded.
Yeah.
Like, it was some 60-foot bloody 2x2 pine timber slats that went through everything. And it's like, oh wow, finally.
Yeah. So when you're getting changed, you're not getting soaking wet on your feet, clothes and that.
Everything's off the water.
So that was good. You have a key to lock and unlock. They play music 24/7, which reminds me of a creepy movie. I think we've watched too many horror movies over the years, but being in there at night with this old school music, it's a bit eerie.
Although sometimes you've got some country music, so you're having a quiet reflection moment on the toilet, using some country music.
Yeah, maybe. Washing machines were there as well. And
Got a pool.
got a pool.
Got a big family room thing.
Yeah, the camp kitchen looks good. With
Pizza
a
oven.
microwave and fridge and stuff. But they are doing some renovations there, so it's a bit of a mess. But $55 I think was a bit steep. When we walked across the road to the Outback pub, which is the Outback Resort, literally across the road, and we had a look at, they were all booked out by the way, but we had a look at their sites, and I think they were charging about $30 odd. So I think we got a little bit bigger, but packed in though. Yeah. So if you're going to Lightning Ridge, don't come at the popular time when everyone's there, or plan ahead and really think about where you're going to stay. Book in advance. Being Sunday, there was a market at the information centre, and that was packed. Like every man and his dog was there. So
I haven't seen more full drives than a full drive show.
it was huge. So didn't get to go there because we got things we want to see and do. So now we're on to Walgett, and there's a silo art there, and then we're going to head to Brewarrina. Hope I pronounced that wrong. With some great Indigenous history there, and some bits and pieces to see before we head to Bourke.
Nice sunny 17 degrees.
17 degrees. We think we might stay at Bourke for 3 nights. We've got a night up our sleeve because we've arrived here quicker than anticipated. So we'll just take it as it comes and see where we're going to stay at Bourke. But Walgett first. So this is the silo art in Walgett. It's of Jimmy Little, who was a famous Indigenous musician and artist, and he was around this area. His grave site's actually not far from here, so we're going to go to his grave site. But he had some significant awards in the music industry and was a long time the only Indigenous Australian in the music industry. He won some ARIA awards back in the day for some of his gospel songs. But yeah, very cool piece of work. Fantastic. So I'm going to go see his gravesite now. Alright, we're heading out of Walgett. John, you've got a fun fact about Walgett when I said we're going here.
What?
What's your fact about Walgett?
That's where Betty's from.
Who's
On
Betty?
Hey Dad. Betty was, what was she, the receptionist?
She was the secretary.
Secretary.
Yeah.
The secretary.
Secretary.
As she call
That's a
it.
tricky one.
Secretary.
So
Hey
Betty
Dad.
from Hey Dad is from Walgett.
Walgett.
The stupid things you remember as a kid growing up. Yeah. But we are heading to Brewarrina now. Yeah, it's it's not 10:30, that's South Australian time. It is 11 o'clock. And there we go, 133 clicks to Brewarrina. John, you're walking on the Brewarrina Historical Bridge. So that's the bridge over there that we will traffic now go across, but this is the old bridge. It's been graffitied a bit, which is a bit sad. Typical. Always going to happen, isn't it? But yeah, and that's the Barwon River. Oh yeah. So a lock, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Would have lifted up back in the day. So would have lifted up, let the big boats through. Big paddle boats. There we go. That's the bridge. Now we're in Brewarrina. Right, we're hungry. There's no servos, but this pub has roast pork rolls, $8. So let's check it out. Oh, there we go. Right, they do sell hot pork rolls. So while John's waiting for them, I thought I saw some street art just up a little bit further. So I'm going to have a walk. It looked really cool as we drove past. Pretty little town, it's only very small. I'm going to see the fish traps shortly, the Aboriginal fish traps. But yeah, very nice and tidy, and seems to be a bit going on. Because it's Sunday, sometimes there's community events going on. I can hear some music over on the oval and some stalls, so obviously they've got a sporting event of some type. But yeah, I want to see these street art murals. Well, these are Aboriginal fish traps made out of stones. So they're the oldest man-made structure in the world, which is pretty significant. So I just threw the drone up to get a really cool above head shot. Yeah, beautiful sight, something really unique. There are tours, which would have been fantastic to do. There's a cultural centre not far, but unfortunately they are closed, so we won't be able to see it today. All right, let's keep trooping on. Heading out of, I keep stumbling on this word, Brewarrina. And the fish traps are a must see, and it was a glorious day, so the sun's shining down. But yeah, so they are the oldest man-made thing in the world. So they, back in the Indigenous days, so they had stones and rocks and would place them around, so then when the fish went downstream they would get caught in the channels and in the little
eddies.
Sorry?
In the little eddies.
The what?
The eddies.
What's
it's
an eddy?
The water swell that the rocks create.
An eddy?
Yes.
I have never heard of an eddy.
That's because you don't.
An eddy? I'm just okay. The fish go downstream and go into channels and eddies.
They get stuck in the eddies because there's swirling water.
Eddy! Okay. You're taking away from my story now. And
the story was pretty rank, let's be honest.
and then the Indigenous people could just lift them out of the little eddies and channels and have a good tucker. So over the years they've obviously been destroyed or worn away, but I did read that the Indigenous people in the area have restored it back again, and they keep an eye on it.
Keep it under repair.
Keep it under repair, that's the word I'm looking for. And there is a cultural museum up not too far from it, which would have been fantastic. I've heard great reviews where an elder takes you down and walks you through around and talks about the Indigenous culture and the traditions there, and a bit more about the fish traps, so that would have been awesome, but they are closed and you've got to look at the times, so that's okay.
Had a good pork roll.
Pork, yeah. We thought it was a hotel. Looking out the front, you think, oh, it's a pub, pretty run down pub. But yeah, they have pork rolls there, and that was it.
I was going to go back another one, but 5 to 1 was shut.
So we got in
just in time.
Just in time. Yeah. And some cool street art along the main street, some wicked street art there, so had a look. It's a good little town. So now we're heading off to Bourke. We've made an executive decision, haven't we, where, because it's been so cold overnight, because there's no cloud cover, and we've had so much condensation and we're just breathing in cold air, we've decided to hire a cabin for 3 nights. One night, it's very hard to get accommodation in Bourke, that's what we've learned. But yes, it is New South Wales school holidays too, so that's fair enough. One night at a resort out of town, north of Bourke. Yep, so it's a log cabin, so it's the only one left, and the other one's in a motel in the city. So, in Bourke. So we've got 3 days or 3 nights to look around. We're going to go on a paddle steamer and just relax. We need to just relax for a bit. So looking forward to that. Sun's still shining, no rain clouds.
20 degrees.
20 degrees. So we've got about 80 k's till we hit Bourke. Back of Bourke.
No, that'd be going past Bourke.
Into Bourke, not the back of Bourke. Yeah. at Kidmans Camp Resort at Bourke. North Bourke, let's get that right. Oh my gosh, okay. We have never been to Bourke before.
We had a nostalgic, well, I had a nostalgic view of what I thought Bourke would be. Quaint old country New South Wales town.
And we drove in, and let's just say we didn't feel very safe there. Lots of people roaming around, even the bottle shop was all chained up. It just didn't...
Remind us a bit more of the territory.
Yeah, didn't feel...
Unfortunately, it's just, obviously there's no work, there's not much going on from that perspective. So people are stuck here.
Yeah. But out North Bourke, which is about 6-7 k's out.
Which is north of Bourke, so technically that would be back of Bourke.
Back of Bourke. There are 2 caravan parks out this way, and we're at the...
Kidmans.
Thank you. Kidmans Resort. And this is stunning. Like it feels
and the water's
like
just down there.
an oasis. Yeah, if you hold that one for a minute.
And that's where we get the paddle boat tomorrow.
Yes, so we booked for the paddle boat tomorrow at 2 o'clock. There are 2 times you can book, 9 o'clock or 2 o'clock. We want to sleep in. Apparently Darling River, can't speak, let's try again. Apparently the Darling River is about 400 metres that way. So we walked down that way to do the paddle steamer, which goes for an hour. And this is our log cabin. I'll switch it around because that sun is in the way. There we go. Old school rocking chairs on the old porch. This is called the log cabin, and I already showed inside.
Tomorrow night's just a
site.
Back.
Yeah, so we'll do a site. It's all green grass out there, isn't it? It looks really quite luscious and tropical and like a resort, funnily enough. So we're going to sit down with some drinks. Oh my gosh, even finding a bottle shop was hard. We ended up going to a pub out at North Bourke who do takeaways. They charge $36 for a 6-pack of Jack Daniels.
Admittedly where we are, but even the publican said, I hope you're sitting down, I'll tell you the price first.
Yeah.
And fuel was cheaper in
Lightning Ridge
and in Walgett than out here, which surprised me because I thought Bourke would be bigger and be cheaper fuel, so I held off. Like, we got a long range tank, but yeah, I should have filled up back, but there you go. 20 cents a litre from $1.90 to $2.10 is the difference.
That's probably where people say use those petrol apps. You can get updates of what the cost is at different Bowsers at different towns, so we should get onto that. But anyway, we're gonna chill out, a couple of bevies, and look at what to do at
No,
Bourke.
both of these aren't mine. These are not both mine.
We'll have a comfy sleep in our log cabin tonight, and then with a heater, and then we'll have a site here tomorrow night, so we'll show you around there, and have a look at some sites tomorrow. So until then, catch you tomorrow. Cheers.